Hello miners, Rusty coming at you. Today we're going to take a peek at a pretty case knife, and we'll get into that and talk about it. First of all, what are we looking at, Rusty? It's a pocket worn gray bone crandall jig small swell center. There's a pattern number. It's a jackknife 6225.5 CS for carbon steel. So let's cover all that. Well, pocket worn has this nice jigging that's kind of been smoothed out. It makes it look like it's been in a person's pocket for a number of years. If you want to see a similar knife that has the real pocket wear, check out my Rough Rider, what I call a Coke bottle, a small Coke bottle. And this knife has the Swell center, which comes out here, which has the same type of a small Coke bottle. We'll get into that some more. So the gray, pretty self-explanatory why they call this gray. It's a gray bone. And then the crandall jigging is the style of these holes, if you will. We got brass pins. Got a nice polished liner. I do have a comparison knife for you. Now let's see if we can take a peek at the centering. I'll leave that up to your own opinion. Nice bolsters on here. Take a look at our nail nick. Oh, pull. It's a small knife. I should say this is overall 3 inches. Tad bigger than a peanut. I'd say that's about a 5 on the pull. And we're looking at a clip point. Don't see any real kind of a top swedge, maybe a bit. And so we're going to have sort of a mirror polish. I don't know if you guys can see any tang stamps. Let's see. I think it is stamped. I should mention these are the vault pattern release for 2022, as I'm opening this up and talking about the other blade, which is a pen blade. So we'll take a peek at that. So what is vault patterns? Some of you might not know. The case will take a pattern, like in this case the small swell center, which is supposedly been around. They have kind of documentation, if you will, since the early 40s of their employees carrying this knife on the production floor. And so it's been around since the 1940s, and at some point along the way they decide not to make it for a number of years. Then in 2022 they released it, and they released it in about 10 different families. So gray bone was one of those, the pocket worn gray bone. They had some of those, I don't even know, Kieranite type of families and all that good stuff. So I'm going to bring you a comparison knife. Just kind of change the subject here, but one of my favorite looking knives was the a Rough Rider Coke bottle. So you can see the Coke bottle in this. It's a black Appaloosa, that describes a bone, and it's a Spades series. So here we have rings, and mine as well. We're going to compare these. Even though they're similar, they are different. And so this case knife, very light, and the Rough Rider knife is much heavier. But they both have a similar style frame, if you will. And this kind of comparison for build at this point, Rough Rider's not looking too shabby, is she, boys? And how's the centering? See if you guys can make it out. It looks like that one's coming to the show side here. Let's go ahead and open it up. There's your match strike nail nicks. When I compare the spring on this, the pull Whew, much stronger than on my case. Of course, it's a smaller blade, so I would say that Rough Rider's pulling at like an 8 when you compare it to the case there. So that's what we're looking at there. And again, these aren't designed really to be competitors, because this is just a light user. I'm just kind of comparing the same pattern and different size. So yeah, nice half stops, nice snap. Okay, this one is much stronger. Over here we got a pull. It's like, it's huge on my Rough Rider, and that would be, I'm missing a 9, and on the case we already know we got that, what do we call it, a pen blade. So actually, surprisingly, in fact, for the size of the knife, that pen blade has quite a bit of cutting edge. But the Rough Rider is a much, it's a little thicker. You got that Warncliffe, shall we say. I guess that's that might be what we're looking at there, coping blade. And I'm not sure which bone do you guys prefer. Remember, Rough Riders coming in, paid about 18 bucks on that, and these are about 52 to 60 if you find them brand new, and they were last made in 2022. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and close this one out. Thanks now.